Hi, I'm Morgan,
And I'm Stevie.
and welcome to the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast.
Are you probably gonna get fucking hepatitis? Yeah, but you're gonna have a good time doing it.
It's a slogan for heroin.
I mean, truly, theme of the book, post-nut clarity.
Did you like this monster's cock? Try these books.
But there's a fine line between, like, monster cock is available, take advantage, and you in danger, girl.
You don't want to spend 4 days just listening to
Macaroni in a pot? No. I have sensory issues. We discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts.
How you doing?
Girl. Oh, feeling good as hell.
Yeah, after another plague has run through your household.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's fine, but you're just getting hit from every angle.
And not the way I want to be.
But
Ew. Quit while I'm ahead.
All right.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to be here talking about monster smut with you.
Same. And this was a fun one.
This was a fun one. What one are we talking about today, Steve?
We read Scream for Me by our girl, GM Fairy.
GM Fairy.
All reliable. One of our go-tos on this podcast.
She has become a go-to. Her CM Nascosta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bumping shit around over here. Sorry about it.
The what I thought was phantom crying is in fact real crying upstairs. Baby Steve was like asleep so peacefully right before we started recording, and then she's like, no, now I have to fart, and I'm gonna make it everyone's problem. I gotta scream about it. Because that's truly what it is. I got her probiotics today. Because the homegirl mayor of Toot Town. And she's entirely too young to have such political responsibilities. It's unacceptable.
Truly. I mean, what sort of parent are you to let your 3-month-old run off and be the mayor of Toot Town?
Run for city council, you know? I can't have it.
How did she even get to mayor at only 3 months old? I mean, at least Zohar Mamdani also had to be like a city councilman before he worked up to mayor.
And she's a political savant.
30 years
what can
younger
I say?
than him. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for her.
I know.
That might be our 4th female president right there.
You know, they can't. Neither can Lil Chaos. I Googled it.
Technically, no. However, John McCain also was born overseas. Because John McCain was born on a military base. And technically that is overseas, even though it is a military base. He has a consular report of birth abroad. He didn't have an actual, birth certificate. So he has a cribba just like our girls do. And John McCain still ran for president. I don't think somebody's going to look at, a diplomat's kid who runs for president and be like, sorry, you can't be president because your parents were serving abroad.
I bet you they would. in these times. For the things that I hope my girls stand for, I bet you they would try any angle.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's okay. Chaos is going to run a prison gang, so...
That's fine.
I don't have to worry about it.
God bless. You know. All right. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. It's almost bedtime for both of us.
Honestly, in an ideal world, it's past my bedtime, and it is 8:58.
I am too Sagittarian for literally everybody that I know, because everyone that I know is bed by 8:30.
I know. You were so meant to be a club kid. You really missed your calling.
And you guys all wake up at the same time I wake up.
I know.
Y'all are getting 8 hours or 12 hours of sleep. I don't get it.
Well, I'm not going to sleep at 9. I go to bed and I lay on my phone for hours.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just not out in the streets. And by the streets, I mean my living
Your
room.
couch?
Yeah. It's the closest I'm getting these days.
I think I probably would still be a club rat if I didn't have... I was a club rat, but...
I love that for you. I'm so glad you had that time.
Like a country bar club rat.
Oh my God. Morgan, I have to tell you something. Because I
me.
almost shit my pants today, figuratively speaking. So, you know, the podcast that I'm really obsessed with and I bring up all the time?
Ladies and Tangents.
Ladies and Tangents. Guess which podcasts read an email that I submitted today?
Ladies and Tangents.
Oh my God. I got so excited because they asked for like, my ex did XYZ and I stayed. So they called for and I stayed stories. And I was like, oh, it's my time to shine. And then at the beginning of the episode, she was like, I got more emails than I think I've ever gotten from a prompt. And a lot of podcasts, if they do like an email submission type of thing, they'll email you back to say, hey, thanks, we're going to use this one. And I didn't get that. And I was like, oh, there's 10 million. There's no way we're reading mine. And it was the second one. And I went, it was a good one. So if you want some Stevie lore about the depths, the absolute Mariana's trench of self-esteem I had going on a few years back, check him out.
Check them out, Ladies and Tangents.
They don't need my shout out, that's for sure. I am regretting a little bit because I was like, at the end of it, I was like, hey, you don't need to say this. It's just some self-promo, or I'm not trying to self-promo, and like, this is, you know, just for you, that like you are like part of what inspired this. And like, as hosts, we have like a weird amount in common, like, and I like listed them. And she like started to say something, and then to her co-host was like, oh, I'll just tell you this later. I don't know if she wants us to read it. And I was like, but like, if you wanted to, you could have. I wouldn't say no. I'll take a shout out. But that's okay. That's fine. Honestly, I'm going to ride this high for like a solid 12 days, I think, give or take.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. I'm having a great time. Okay. Now, after that very important update, we can get into self-promo.
Where is my document? Here it is. You want to hear something funny?
Yes.
Brooke sent me a screenshot or a video. She sent me a video of a book, and she was like, there is no way about this book. And do you know what the book is?
Oh God, what is it?
It's the Possum Shifter book.
Are you serious? That's
Yeah,
so
she
funny.
sent it to me of like, possums are so not sexy. She was like, look at how ridiculous this book is. And I was like, so we're reading that for the pod.
Yeah.
We're reading it next month.
Our reputation precedes us. So that friend of, look at this crazy thing I found. Oh, I'm currently reading it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the recommendation.
That's how this podcast was born.
I know. It's amazing.
Okay. All right. If you would like to support the pod, that is very sweet of you. Here are some things that you can do. You can tell your bookish friends about us. You can follow us on social media. We are at Unhinged Smut Book Club on all platforms. And the biggest thing that really helps us is to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. So on whatever listening platform you listen on this, give it a review, engage in the comments. All of that really helps. And making sure that you're subscribing so that you're never missing an episode as they go live. We also have some fun other things like our bookshop.org storefront. If you shop our storefront, we earn a small commission, but also a portion of your purchase goes to supporting small independent bookstores as well, and you get to pick what bookstore you want. We also have a Ko-Fi if you wanted to leave us a tip or buy us a coffee. Every little bit helps. And coming soon, if we can get our act together, how many months now have we been saying this? We are looking to launch the Unhinged Smut Club on Supercast. It will be an exclusive fan club with some bonus episodes and bonus content for subscribers. So keep your eyes out for all of that.
Okay, so let's get into it. Today we're covering, like we said, Scream for Me by GM Fairy. And GM Fairy we've covered before. We read Get in My Swamp by her last May. And we also read Pounded by Produce. I don't remember what month, but that's fine. She is a #1 best-selling romance author who dabbles in fantasy, sci-fi, and all things whimsical. She's best known for Get in My Swamp and Pounded by Produce, which we just said. Her specialty is taking the stories we all know and love and ruining them in the best way possible. So other book series, she has the Wolfish Love series and multiple fairy tale retellings. So, the back of the book summary is as follows. The harbinger of fear, the predator of the night. I feast on human terror, drinking in their screams like the sweetest nectar. But when I stumble through the portal into her room and hear her cries of pleasure, a far darker primal hunger takes hold. She belongs to me now. I need to hear her scream like that again, and I will, even if I have to break her apart. The woman stolen from her world and thrust into a realm of nightmares. I felt it, eyes watching me from the darkness, golden and unthinking from the shadows of my closet. The thought sent a shiver through me, twisting into something illicit as I let my fingers wander. But when he pounced, dragging me into his cold, merciless world, the thrill turned to terror. Now he demands my pleasure, my screams, but I refuse to surrender without a fight.
All right, how we hear about the book, Steve?
GM Fairy's Instagram.
All right, so here are some of the tropes and trigger warnings. We have, this is a monster romance, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We can't cover a monster romance without mentioning the unique penis situation. There's a unique anatomy situation happening here. This is a kidnapper romance, a little bit of Stockholm syndrome. There is a size difference. There is a fear kink, and there is primal play. Into your trigger warnings, there is sexual assault. There is dubious consent. Obviously, there is abduction. There's a brief mention of past trauma. It alludes to child abuse, but there's no details. There's nothing really on paper other than a mention of foster care. There is a brief mention of past torture. There is violence, gore, and death. There is monsters consuming monsters. There is voyeurism that is non-consensual and exhibitionism. And there is a bit of blood play.
There you
How
go.
do you feel about that?
I thought, so with the jacked up, with the blood play, I thought it would be, I guess I was picturing more knife play, like making each other bleed. And no, it's just rolling around in other people's blood.
It's just rolling around in other people's blood.
Really playing fast and loose with bloodborne pathogens, but you do you.
Make sure we have a rapid HIV test wherever we're going.
Honestly, like, are you probably gonna get fucking hepatitis? Yeah. But you're gonna have a good time doing it.
It's a slogan for heroin.
Oh, no. Oy. God bless.
Let's not have that take off.
No, I don't think heroin needs a slogan. I think it does just fine on its own.
Addiction is a mental illness, Stevie, and we should not be laughing about this.
You know, I it runs in both of our families. I think we get a pass.
Addiction or mental illness?
Yes.
Okay. Here is...
We're really on fire tonight. I had 2 sodas today. I'm ready to go.
All right. let's get into it. So this is the part of the pod where we are going to do a recap of the storyline. So if you have not done your homework and read the book, and you would like to read the book and not be spoiled, you're going to give it a pause. You're going to save it. You're going to download it. You're going to come back to it later.
You're going to like, review, subscribe. 5 stars.
Tell your friends. If you are a person who just enjoys listening to us yammer on, aka my husband, and does not care to read the book, you're just here for a good time. Here we go. We're going to get into it. And I will preface this by saying, Stevie said she started to write down a storyline recap. I did not write down a storyline recap. We're going to shoot from the hip here. So.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. The book opens with our girl, Marie. She's moving into the shittiest apartment she could find in New York City, but for the first time in her whole entire life, it is a place that is hers, living independently, not with roommates, not in foster care, and she is ready to go. She cannot be down by the fact that the apartment smells like old cigarettes and weed, because it's hers. Doesn't matter. She quickly meets a neighbor, this old lady who lives next door, and she's like, you won't last a day, because people move in and then they quickly disappear into the middle of the night with loads and loads of screaming. And Marie's like, I promise you, I'll still be here in 3 months. And then very quickly out of nowhere, Marie drops this like lore that she is I cannot say the word, but basically fear turns her on. Something in her brain.
That's where she's like, something bad must have happened to me in my childhood. Because, like, I don't remember most of my childhood, and this seems like a thing where some wires got crossed that probably shouldn't have been crossed.
Yep. So that night, she's laying in bed, and she is awoken to the sound of a kerfuffle going on out on the street, and she starts to think, oh my God, they're arguing.
Oh, and she's trying to, like, not engage with this kink. Like, it's not something she likes about herself, and it's like frankly kind of inconvenient because like
could you imagine every single time you got scared? You're an anxious person. Every single time you got scared, suddenly you fled your basement.
True, I'd have to be lobotomized, I'm pretty sure. The chafing from just like the constant dampness would be
the amount of underwear you would have to go through.
It would
panty liners just all the time.
All the time. No one wants to live like that. Anyways, she wakes up in the middle of the night. There's a fight going on in her sketchy apartment, and she's like, "Oh my God, what if someone takes out a gun and the bullet goes through my wall? I could die right now."
Oh my God, what if they storm in here in the middle of the argument and fuck me? You know, she just is really going through it mentally.
She had taken a sleeping pill, so she was like
a little out of it.
A little on the moon, yeah.
So she's like, well, you know what? We might as well rub one out while we're here. And so, that's literally what you wrote. And so she begins. And this is where she also lets us know that she's a screamer, and she's using the convenient cover of the argument outside to basically just like let loose. At this point, she is hallucinating or fantasizing, and she thinks she sees a giant form in her closet. And when she screams during her climax, the giant form, which turns out to be a very real monster, steps out mid-jerking himself off, scoops her up, and jumps into a portal and takes her away to his realm. And as the women in our books do, she came so hard she fell asleep. Marie wakes up into a cage made of human bones and is like, what the fuck is happening? And she's scared, but also, again, flooding her basement because she is so scared. So she sees the monster who took her, and he is gesturing, basically trying to get her to masturbate again because he feeds on her screams. And usually he feeds on screams of like pain and terror, but he's feeding on the screams of her orgasms, and it's clearing his mind in a way that he's never felt like before. It's like satiating him in a way he's never, ever felt like before. So
he's like trying to gesture to her of like, hey, it's DJ time. Let's go. She does not.
he masturbates himself. He's trying to get her to do it.
Uh-huh.
She does not. She's just staring at him. This is where we find out he has one giant monster schlong, but also these like little tentacles that come out from the base of his penis, like hold on to his hand. And he's pulling away from him, and they're staying stuck. And she's like, oh. And then he has a knot also, and she's like,
I forgot about the knot.
This is a man that is built for breeding. She's read Monster Smut before. She knows what's up. So after he comes, she didn't do anything. He's, again, huffy. He storms away, and she's like, all right, I got to dip out of here. I got to run away. So she finds some old clothes from some old victims, shimmies out of this cage, and also finds some water and some protein bars from previous victims.
He had left it for her. He's like, this looks like food.
She downs the water, she grabs protein bars, and she fucking books it. She's running through the forest, and she is suddenly like, oh, this is a horrible idea. If you've ever watched Moana and she's in like the realm of monsters, this is kind of how I pictured this, of just like, we continually run into like things that are worse than each other. And then eventually she gets taken down by what is this book's version of Randall, which is like the big lizard from Monsters, Inc. And she's screaming, and guess what it's attracting? More monsters. Guess what it's also doing?
Monsters feed off the screams.
It's also turning her on more and more. When suddenly our big furry monster comes out, rescues her, rips this lizard monster in half. He throws her over her shoulder. He only gets a few steps before a big spider monster comes into the mix, and he has to like fight the spider monster off. The spider monster gets in a couple really good hits, but our big furry monster basically gets the spider monster down. He grabs the girl. He runs away. They fall into a hole. And that's where big monster passes out. Marie, he wakes up to Marie trying to take care of him. She's trying to like take care of his wounds. She's sitting on his lap.
And he can like say a few words. Like he can speak. And I think he spoke like a couple words to her at this point.
Yeah, but he asked her, he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, stop it, you're going to bleed. He's like, it will heal on its own.
And he's also like, why are you trying to save me? And because she's had a realization of like, okay, the monster you know is better than the one you don't. I know this one isn't trying to kill me. I feel pretty, I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty confident in that. Everyone else, not so much. So yeah, I'm going to stick right here and we'll work this out.
It is at this point where she divulges that she is afraid. I didn't have any notes up to this point, but I think we get into their first encounter sexually at this point in the cave. And he asks for consent. He goes down on her.
Yes.
He says, can I taste? And I was like, a monster with consent. Who knew? And so there's a little bit of that, which winds up kind of healing him faster. Her screams from her climaxing wind up healing him faster. They stay in the cave.
And
they leave the cave.
I don't remember at what point, but she very much goes like, fuck it, fuck me. Like, I'm here, let's just do it.
I think it's in the cave.
I'm pretty sure it's like in that same scenario. Just like, I want to, you want to. I've fallen into a portal into a monster world. Who's to judge? No one. Let's do this thing.
After... really, you could say that there is a lot of post-nut clarity in this book, because the more that she climaxes, the more clarity this monster man has.
I mean, truly, theme of the book, post-nut clarity.
Post-nut clarity. I don't know if I can make that the episode title
I was going to say.
I'm going to try.
I wanted to make the book from this month download for DP, but... I was like, I think that's going to get flagged too much. You can't be doing that. But I'm glad I can share it here and other people can appreciate my cleverness.
So once he's had his fill of her screams, he basically is more cognizant. He's able to explain a little bit more that the screams that she is emitting basically clear his mind like no other. They really fill him in a way that he's never really felt before. And he's starting to remember things because he doesn't really remember much because he's been in like this primal animalistic state. And she's like, okay, great. Well, can you take me back? And immediately he's like, no, that can't happen. If I take you through the portal, you'll die. And he lied. That is not true. But he doesn't want her to go anywhere because obviously he's addicted to those screams. And she's like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. And then he spits out, he's like, but there is a place that I can take you with the light. And she's like, the light? Please, can we go? And he was like,
because this whole place is dark.
Oh, yeah,
there's like glowworms, basically, and bioluminescent algae and shit. And that's kind of it.
Which is, again, what makes me think of Moana because of the bioluminescent algae. But it's fine. It's fine. So he's like, I can take you to the light. And she's like, yes, please take me to the light. And he's like, oh, fuck, why did I say that?
Because he can't go in the light. It burns him and the other monsters.
Yes. Oh, and he does make a note to say that her hair, which is yellow like the light, would burn him. So he's like, fine, I will take you to the light. And as they're walking on the way to the light, he's like, I need to get her clean. They stop at a stream. There's a little bit of hanky-panky in the stream, which leads to more screaming, which leads to big yellow slug monsters coming out. And now we have to run away from the big yellow slug monsters. We find a Roz. I think they're even called like rosin monsters or something like that.
Rozzers, yeah.
Rozzers, yeah. So now we have to run away again. We run away to a cave. And this whole time he's carrying her like she's a baby. If I had a big monster man, I'm not running through these woods. You can carry me. It's fine. Mm-hmm. We hide in a cave. We're about a day's way away from the light now, the border of the light. And we hide in a cave. There's some more hanky-panky in the cave.
So much hanky-panky in the cave.
Like,
she's like, I don't know how many days it's been. We just keep fucking in the cave. No sense of urgency whatsoever.
We get a quick POV shift to the spider. His name is Webbs. That sounds like something my daughter would have named.
The spider guy in Monsters, Inc.
Mr. Water Noose.
Yes.
The director of the Scream Inc. Yep. It took me until that point to realize that's who we were talking about. So the spider has been following them and has been watching them. And he basically wants to steal Marie away for himself. So that way he can make Marie scream and he can wring the screams out of her.
Because the pleasure screams are also giving him more clarity too and making him stronger. And so he like weird spider peeping Tom that describes appendages on a spider that I don't want to think about.
I could have lived my whole life without those, to be honest with you.
I'm upset. I've seen this monster romance on TikTok a lot that is like with the spider creature. And I'm like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it.
So he basically is like, I just have to wait for the right time to where I can kidnap her. And then we go back into the cave where there's, again, more hanky-panky. There's lots of reveals at this time about, like, he's remembering his mom. He's remembering that his dad was a monster. He tells Marie that he actually lied to her about being able to go home, and he could have taken her home. But he doesn't want her to go anywhere because he really likes her, and he really likes her screams. And Marie goes through all these emotions, and she's like, you know what? I have to be fucking crazy. But listen, I really enjoyed this time with you. We're almost at the light. Let's just see what the fuck happens. And let's go from there. Like, I had to live in a shitty apartment in shitty situations in my world. And in here, I could live in a cottage with you and get fucked all the time. So let's try it out. And he's like, okay, great. I'm glad you've said that. Let's get going.
Well,
And as
he goes to get her water. And so he steps away. And then Spider-Man, didn't mean to put it that way. Spider monster, not even man-like. I don't think I got a lot of humanoid vibes from that one.
Our spider villain, Webs. I literally said it sounded like something Chaos would say because she has this big giant spider thing that she won from Legoland. And she calls it Webby. So it's not too far off.
There you go.
Anyway, Webs. Webs basically wound up kidnapping Scully.
No.
That's our monster's name.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He, wraps him up, and Marie goes running out. She's like, what's going on? And Marie gets captured as well. Basically bound by the hands. And Scully is trying his hardest to break free from the webs. And the web guy is like, you know what? Her screams have made me more powerful, which means my webs have never been stronger. So go ahead, big boy. I am going to take her. But first I'm going to kill you. And she's like, no, please don't kill him. Let him go. Please, I'll go with you willingly if you just let him go. And he says probably the grossest line I've ever read. He said, no, I think I want you more when all the fight has left you. And goes to kill Scully. And Marie reveals, but Daddy, I love him. And it gives Scully super strength. He rips through the webs. He tears apart the spider monster. And then now we're fucking again.
In the spider blood.
In the spider blood.
He eats the spider's heart, I believe.
Yes. Yep. He reaches through his chest. He takes a bite out of it. He rushes over to Marie. He frees Marie. There's blood on him. There's blood on her. We're fucking in the blood. We go wash off in the stream again, and we make our way to the light. And when we get to the light, very cautiously, we cross over the border. No one burns. And we make our way into town. Monsville is what it is called. And we are greeted by a very short, sweet, rotund green man with one eye named Wazki, who says, hey, welcome to Monsville. And they live happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. And then in the epilogue, our monster, Scully, I don't think we said his name. He remembers his name eventually.
Just now.
Patrols the border of the light in the forest. And I think it said trying to save the monsters he could save. And
yep, so keeping out the bad monsters who get too close, and then being there to find the monsters who have maybe gained consciousness and want to come and live among humans. There's a lot of other human, non-human pairings, and Scully's trying to get her pregnant. He wants a whole litter of little monsters. And she calls him Kitty. There's not
yeah,
weird, and that's the end.
Because she's like, I'm not scared of you. You're like a big kitty at some point. Mm-hmm. And he's like, the fuck I am.
Bitch, I'll show you.
Right. All right. So first impressions. Yeah, I never considered how inconvenient something like a fear kink could be. Or just being turned on by certain very specific things that you just run into on a day-to-day basis. That sounds miserable.
That sounds like not for me.
Mm-mm.
My first impression was, is this also a Beauty and the Beast fan fiction? Not only is it Monsters, Inc., but also is this Beauty and the Beast?
I guess so, yeah.
Just the scene where, he got attacked trying to save her, and then she's patching him up, and she fully admits to Stockholm Syndrome more than one time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this is Beauty and the Beast fan fiction.
Also that, yeah. I liked how it was like, you're just right in, which I know it's a novella and typically they're like that, but it was very easy to get into and through. And
That's my very first note. I said, GM's right on with the sex stuff. Okay, we're not wasting any time.
And I really overall enjoyed it because like GM is such a good writer that even when it's things I'm not particularly into, like the priest kink or fear kink that aren't necessarily my genre that I typically go to,
Your niche.
right? I fuck with it because she writes a good fucking story. And not just the smut, she writes excellent smut, but the story in general, like the story is kind of interesting.
One of my other first impressions too is that I think I realize this now with this being like the third GM Fairy book that we've read, especially with this one and Get in My Swamp being like heavy on retellings of stories with humans and monsters. That's what it is. With humans and monsters, there's reality to these female main characters in that they're like, oh God, am I really doing this? You know? Like,
Yeah. It's self-aware of,
yes.
like, all right.
There's a meta aspect to it of like, oh God, this is exactly what they do in those stupid fucking books.
Basically,
and I'm
yeah.
doing it. You know, like there's a lot of self-realization, and I really appreciate that from the female main characters, because while we all know what we're reading is not real, when you have a female main character who's based in like reality, the reality that I live in, and you're crossing it over with this paranormal world, I don't like when she's like, oh yeah, no, that totally makes sense that a wacky waving inflatable flailing arm tube man would just come to life, you know?
Like, I'm not going to ask questions.
Right. I like when the female main characters ask some questions. I like when they put a little bit of resistance up and they're like, there's no fucking way. And then they're like, they get dickmatized, honestly. And then they're like, okay, yeah, there's every fucking way.
Yeah. Basically.
I'm glad. I am so glad that there were no references to Boo and there were no references to
Yes.
like the children aspect of it. I'm glad that Marie had blonde hair. She was a complete variation from Boo in all ways. I am so glad that we just basically plucked the monsters out of this world and then put them in a completely different world.
10,000%. I was like, how is she going to navigate that? And she just didn't. She's like, nope, no children.
She just didn't.
That is not part of this story. Which, thank you, GM Fairy, because...
Thank you, GM Fairy.
I don't know if I could cover this book if you went about that any differently.
And I think GM takes care of when she is doing these like childhood retellings to make sure that we're not doing that. And like when she did VeggieTales one, help me. Produce.
Pounded by Produce,
thank you. There were little bits of like, where is my hairbrush? And obviously it was the cucumber and the tomato, but like that's really as far as it got taken, you know? Mm-hmm. Shrek is for children, but Shrek is also romantasy.
Which is so funny.
But you would never put Shrek and romantasy together.
But it 100% is. It's a monster romance.
It's a monster romance. It's a shifter romance because Fiona shifts between an ogre and a human.
Mm-hmm. And my parents are like, where did we go wrong? Taking me to the movies. That's where you went wrong. DreamWorks is where you went wrong. It's your fault that I'm like
this. The Princess and the Frog. I mean, we grew up on the fairy tale of like the princess who kissed frogs, right?
The Swan Princess.
The Swan Princess. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be a good retelling. The Swan Shifter. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really glad that there was no callback to like what the children aspect of this movie was, or what the story was. It was just taking these monsters that are iconic and planting them into this other world. And the idea that like we live off of screams, you know? So like the basis of like how the magic system works and the basis of the monsters, and that's it.
Are we ready for smut scenes?
Oh my god.
I don't have like the which chapters they were in, though it was pretty much
Let's just say every chapter.
Yeah.
There's smut in almost every chapter.
You know your girl loves tentacles and weird junk. He calls them attachers, and I've seen these before. It actually like very similar weird junk to the Duskwalker series. The first one is A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain. Yeah, so if you like this junk, I suggest that book.
We just have a whole Instagram post of like, did you like this monster's cock? Try these books.
Oh my god, honestly. Except for in A Soul to Keep, he has to magically rearrange her organs so that he can fit. Yeah.
A vagina only grows to like 10 inches, babe.
Magic. Not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a fun book. Highly suggest. Yeah, I fuck with tentacles. I fuck with them heavy. I feel like there wasn't enough emphasis because
Agreed.
I forgot he had one.
Yeah, and especially in the early part of it when we talk about the knot and we talk about like, oh, he was built for breeding, like with the suckers, the attachers. With the attachers, with the knot, I was like, oh, these breeding scenes are going to be so good and I'm fucking ovulating. This is it. And then I hope you're hungry for nothing.
No breeding kink aspect. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Just in general. But like we didn't focus on the knot. We didn't really focus on the attachers other than what they could do pleasure-wise. Mm-hmm. It was a wasted opportunity.
Yeah. I think it's very funny as a person who never planned to have children and does not want any more children. You're like, breed me. Breed me, Scully. Here, kitty kitty.
Shut up.
I love you so much.
Listen. A kink is a kink.
I respect it. I'm not yucking your yum. Not one bit. Honestly, yeah. My one thing is, I know this is erotica, right? So listen to this comment with me being self-aware enough to know that I am a host of the Unhinged Smut Book Club and I'm reading erotica. But the smut did seem a little gratuitous. Because in the sense of like, we just commented on how they're self-aware of like, what am I doing? But there's a fine line between like, monster cock is available, take advantage, and you in danger, girl. Like, we don't have time to spend, you don't even know how many days in a cave just fucking. I don't have the attention span for that.
She's like in her 20s.
Yeah, fair enough. Touché.
Hang on, I'm gonna get on the bed, so I'm gonna mute the mic. Go ahead and keep saying what you're gonna say.
I would still want like the TV on in the background. You know what I mean? Like, I would need some other aspect.
Shut up!
But I am like an adult.
You don't want to spend 4 days just listening to
macaroni in a pot? No. I have sensory issues, okay? And for someone who wasn't an iPad kid, I am an iPad adult, and I need like a moving lights and colors on a screen in front of me, like at all times. So it's not for me, but good for you, Marie. I'm tired for you. But I just kept being like, we're in the cave in Monster Woods, like, and you're like, oh, this spider came out of nowhere. No, he fucking didn't. He came out of the woods you're fucking in.
Keep it down, Marie, and we wouldn't be having this issue.
If it isn't the consequences of your own actions, is all I'm saying.
When your monster boyfriend is diddling you in the stream, and now there are monsters chasing you. Mm-hmm. Keep it together.
Gotten to the light and then done all of this, but no.
Maybe he would not have been as conscious.
He wouldn't have. It needed to happen for the plot, but yeah, I get it.
The smut needed to happen for the plot. So, I would like to talk about within the smut. One of my, I think I'm realizing is one of my favorite micro tropes is when the male can scent the arousal of the female. Oh, oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. And there was a lot of that in this book. But I really like it when they use it as a way to like tease the female main character. When they use it as like banter and dirty talk. And there was that happened in the book. So I really liked that. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hang on. In my smut notes, I said, yes, fucked until she fell asleep. I think this one gets a pass, though, because
she did take a sleeping pill and jump through a portal, which I think knocked her out.
It's not that. She did it like in one of the caves. Like she fucked until she fell asleep.
Oh.
Like came so hard she fell asleep.
She's had like fucking 2 protein bars and a coconut in a week. So like the girl's blood sugar.
All right.
Not her fault.
Okay, and then I have some smut things that maybe they're smut related, but I don't know if I should save them for the critiques.
I have some funny lines.
Okay, let's talk about those.
Oh no, it's just one that made me giggle. I shudder with fear, which of course turns into a quaking cunt.
A quaking cunt.
A quaking cunt. Which I'm like, GM, please tell me you're being silly hee hee ha ha with that line and not like, oh, I ate with that one. Because if that was like in earnest, word jail.
In earnest, quaking cunt.
Yeah.
Jail.
But a hee hee, that's a funny, that's a unique set of words to be put together. I'll allow it.
It's an alliteration, but it's not.
Uh-huh. Like slant rhyme, slant alliteration.
There we go.
Yeah.
A slanteration.
Yeah. So, GM Fairy, please respond with your comments.
Or don't. This is a reader space, not an author space.
I'll welcome the commentary on that one. Of like, no, that was funny, and you did pick up on that. Actually, no. If you're insulted, I just realized that there is the complete possible alternative of her being like, what the fuck did you say about my writing? And I would not like to be confronted with that. I'm going to pass on that.
That's why I said we're a reader space, not an author space.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just keep, some curiosities you just have to live with. Some questions will never be answered. That's all right. But yeah, GM Fairy writes the shit out of some smut. And there's a lot of it. And it's constant. He's huge-mungus. The tentacles can do clit simulation, a little and backdoor rubbing.
Stimulation.
No booty penetration yet. it's implied for the future, I think. But I think we could have done more with the tentacles, but
I agree. We could have done more with the tentacles. You know what we could have done less with? Descriptions of spider penis.
yeah, that's a mental image I could have lived without.
I'm just picturing like Mr. Krabs out of his...
Oh no, out of his shell. Just a soft underbelly. Yeah, it describes like a retracting like exoskeleton situation.
Yeah.
And like one of his little hands like scraping at it. You know, little spider, their little 2-finger hands.
Yeah.
He's scissoring with himself, basically.
Oh no. Deeply disturbed.
I'm upset.
I'm deeply disturbed. I said spider dick, a spider jacking off. This is too far, I think. We have strayed too far from God's light.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are one of the fallen.
I'm not even religious.
Do spiders have penises?
I don't think so.
Hold,
we
please.
have to Google right now, don't we?
I do. I fear. I mean, they lay eggs.
Spiders
How do they do sexual reproduction?
Male spiders do not have penises. Instead, they have a specialized, modified leg-like appendage near their mouth.
Ew.
Called a pedipalpus to transfer sperm to females.
Does it like go in?
They look like tiny boxing gloves and are often filled with sperm from a sperm web and inserted into the female's genital opening.
You know, we actually didn't have to Google that. I could have lived without that knowledge, but and I'm a biology major, and I'm still like, I'm good. I'm good. All right.
So I think technically it is something like a penis.
Yeah, I mean it's an appendage that's inserted.
It comes out of their body and it gets inserted to transfer sperm.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm good.
No, thank you.
I'm good on the arachnids. I'm good.
All right,
I draw the line at Mothman.
And a proboscis, that's fair enough.
The proboscis was fun. And what's it called? Sweet Berries by C.M. Nascosta.
I could see that. I could see that being a really good time for someone.
What do we love about this book?
Something I love that I said at the beginning is that GM always takes the opportunity to poke fun at the lack of reality in some of her books while also having absolutely ridiculous, unrealistic scenarios. The amount of times that they reference Stockholm Syndrome, where she was like, well, this might just be the Stockholm Syndrome talking, but fuck it.
Right.
That was very fun for me. I do really enjoy that, where she is grounded in the reality of like, this is silly. This is really, really silly.
Yeah. I really liked the concept, like how she took the why are we feeding off of screams when we can feed off of laughter, and it's like more effective to like I can feed off of different kind of screams and it's better for me.
More sustainable.
And I really liked that flip, and I really liked the amount, like the degree of which it was a retelling, like with the characters. Because I think there were a few times in, I think for you, Get in My Swamp was like a little too on the nose with certain things.
Yeah.
It leaned too heavy into it. This was like the perfect amount of like, oh, I know where that's coming from without it being like, okay, you know?
Yeah, the fact that you couldn't remember who the spider character was from Monsters, Inc., and it took me until the end to remember who the spider character was. The most, like, dead-on one, like, the Rosers was fine, but, like, they didn't have, like, a big part. And then it was like Mike Wazowski at the end, right? Like
Yeah.
he was the most like dead on
Yeah.
character that you reference back to. So I did really appreciate that it was, there was less of it being like a direct, like you could draw who all of these characters are down.
And I
So
really like Scully's character development
I
and
loved
like
Scully's character development.
how we get pieces of him back. You know what I mean? Like bit by bit, we like get to know him and he like becomes less monstrous and like we learn he's half human and we get his lore.
You get
Bit by bit.
worries from him as well too. He starts out worrying about just keeping her, and then he starts worrying about, well, how do I keep her alive so I can continue to get these screams from her? And then he starts to worry of like, how do I make her make these screams?
How do I keep her happy? How do I make
And
her
then it goes to,
want
how
to
do I
stay
keep her
here?
happy? How do I make her want to stay here? How do I tell her the truth without her wanting to leave me? And how do I let her go ultimately if she doesn't want to stay here? So he has a really, really good character arc of his own like personal feeling development. And this is, again, this is all happening inside of 180 pages, okay? So if it feels fast, it's because it is fast. But he has this whole, he doesn't just go from like monster in survival mode to fully recognized like person with cognition in the matter of 2 chapters. Like you get it over the span of the whole book and it feels incredibly realistic for what you're getting.
Yeah. And with that, it's just that GM Fairy is a great storyteller.
Yeah.
She puts together a story very, very well consistently.
I agree.
Even if it's not your type of story, you can't, like where Pounded by Produce wasn't like my kind of story, but I can objectively say it is a well told story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a very silly story,
Very
but it
silly
was a
story.
fun story.
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to the day when she branches out into a full-length novel, because so far everything from her has been under 200 pages. But I would really love to see from GM Fairy the full-length novel where she really gets to stretch and play with characters, character arcs, stories, world building.
Yeah.
Because I think she has the chops for it. I think that she is doing this because it is like fun and easy for her to do, but I hope that she gains enough success or enough confidence or whatever the case is to really put herself out there with like her own fully thought out world with its own magic and its own protagonists and antagonists and all of that. Like I think she has the chops to do it. I think just she, how many more times can I say I think?
She could, right? She could have a different pen name. Like
Oh,
these,
she absolutely could.
which I guess we just wouldn't know. But yeah.
I do feel like her writing isn't, I've over the 3 books that we've read, I've seen her writing get better, like her writing mature. I think maybe she isn't all the way there yet, but when she is there, it's going to be really good.
Yeah. With that, we can get to critiques because that streamlines right into my biggest one, which I think you'll agree is I wish we got a backstory.
For
Why?
who?
For like the whole the world. Like why are the monsters like that? Why do screams of pleasure clear their mind? Why do none of them seem to know that? Like if they evolved that way, that means like humans were there and like fucking them. So like why aren't they there anymore? Why can some monsters be in the light and some monsters can't? You know what I mean? I wish I would have read more to get that aspect fleshed out.
That's a fair critique.
And it's not even a critique, it's a I want more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. My critique is I think I'm done with creepy, rapey characters.
Yeah.
And just with in Get in My Swamp and with this one, there are two characters that attempt sexual assault, basically.
Yeah.
And I think I'm done with it. You and I have talked about it when we talk about like other books that we could read, and like I feel like I've become a person who doesn't do well with dark romance because women experience enough horrors on the day to day. I don't need to read about a woman being scared.
Yeah.
Like legitimately scared.
And if
in
that's
books.
if that is as a woman, if that's something I think a lot of women like cope with the horrors
Absolutely.
with that, power to you. I'm not knocking you.
No.
But it's not how we cope. It's just like, oh, horrors compounding on other horrors. Here's my imaginary horrors to deal with my real life horrors. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
This
I
one
don't
felt
think
less.
this one was given the title of like a dark romance, and I think maybe it should have been given a dark adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, with the kidnapping of it all and the like Stockholm syndrome of it all, and you know, it definitely falls into that realm a little bit. This is probably the darkest we would go for this show because we can still hee hee ha ha about it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the spider situation feels less like egregious compared to the
Donkey situation.
Yeah.
In Shrek.
Yeah, because the donkey situation was like straight up triggering. This one was like, I think the like creatureness of it all made it feel more like less relatable. That's not the word. Like
Less realistic.
yeah, like I'm like, oh, I can't pull from my own experience. I was, you know, his motivations were not what real life dirtbags I've interacted with motivations have been, you know?
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I also I feel like Marie was a bit of a self-insert character.
Yeah.
Which I think has its place, like, and especially in erotica, I think you get that a lot. But we got very little details about what her life was like and her personality. Did she have friends? The only thing I know about her...
She was really flat.
Yeah, is that she is turned on by fear and grew up in foster care. So I just didn't love how easy it felt for her to leave her life behind. Especially when she was like, I am becoming my own person and like standing on my own 2 feet for the first time in my life. Fuck it. You know, like.
Yeah, it's not like in Jacked Up where this woman talks about like her shitty landlord, her shitty apartment, her shitty job, like all of these shitty things. And then is like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna come live with you inside the Jack in the Box. You don't get as much of that. In the beginning, she's like, okay, well, this apartment is going to stink and it's going to be horrible, but at least it's mine.
Yeah.
You know, like she really is looking forward to kind of like being independent for the first time in her whole entire life.
Do you have any other critiques? Because I have one line.
No.
I
think that's it.
Horny jail. I didn't highlight it, but in the epilogue, he refers to drinking her milk, lapping up her milk when he knocks her up.
Yeah, as a person who breastfed.
As a person currently breastfeeding, get the fuck out of my face, bro. No.
Again, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, but for me, that is a no thank you. My boobs didn't get touched for a very long time when I was making milk.
I don't even look at them. They're not for you. Don't even brush past them.
They need those are your working boobs. They need like a vest.
Yeah.
They're your service boobs right now. They're on the job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please don't make eye contact. Don't pet them.
Don't pet them. Don't make kissy noises at them. Please do not try to get their attention.
Nope. Don't even give them a treat. Nope. Yeah, and that's like how we left off. I'm like, really? That's what you're leaving me on? Gee.
I thought we were friends, Miss Fairy.
You're going to do me like that? How many stars would you give this book? I gave it 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. If I don't have half options, it's a 3.
Yeah. If I don't have half options, it's a 3.
Yeah. Because I thought it was fun. I want to see more.
I do. I mean, I said that. I want to see more. You said that.
Mm-hmm.
We said the same thing, but differently. I want to see her just really stretch out into a book and like make it 300 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I get more lore, so I get more backstory, so I get more magic, so I get more all of the things.
All of the things, yeah.
What would you give this in terms of a spice level?
At least a 4.
Yeah, this is definitely a 4.
It's pretty constant.
It's a lot of spice, and we got weird junk.
Yeah, with it being so constant, it gets less explicit because it's not like super detailed every encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a few times where it's like, we've done it so many times, I've lost track. I don't know what day it is. When's the last time I had a sip of water? You know what I mean? But you're not, yeah. So it's not a 5, but it's a very strong 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Unhinged level.
Girl, we are encroaching into fully off the fucking hinges.
Yeah.
This is a 3.5 to a 4 unhinged for me.
Absolutely a 4. Absolutely 4.
This book is so fucking silly and far removed from reality. It's not even funny, but it is funny. It is. You got monsters. You've got a fear kink. You've got running through the woods. You've got just all sorts of nonsense going on.
Yeah, it's like you did mushrooms for the first time and then watched Monsters, Inc. and then had a weird sex dream about it. That's what this is.
This book is, yeah, we've got at least one hinge off. It's coming off the hinges. Mm-hmm. This is, your mama told you to stop slamming the door or you're going to slam it off the hinges. And we're almost there, baby.
Mm-hmm. Truly. Solid 4.
Solid 4.
Well, next month's novella, because next month is Omegaverse, which was supposed to be my birthday month, and we switched things around for an author interview that fell through.
That's okay.
But it's okay, because I'm really excited for both of these books, so I'm glad we're doing them next.
Do you want to read the back of the book summary for the next month's novella?
Mm-hmm. The next month novella is The Bookish Girl's Guide to Mating with a Werewolf by Lola Glass. I ran into a werewolf at a grocery store. The moment our eyes met, he decided I was his mate. Now he's trapped in his furry form, threatening every other guy who so much as looks in my direction. His friends try to convince me that I need to stay in his house until he goes human again, but I refuse. So he shifts back, and the giant of a man, wolf man, basically carries me away himself. This werewolf is hunting me, and honestly, I'm a very willing victim.
I'm a very willing victim.
Hey, princess. Are you a very willing victim for me?
Oh, princess.
Don't make me go wolf on you.
Oh, princess, do not make daddy have to chase you through the woods. You know he hates that.
I would have to punish you when I get you. I'm going Dracula. I lost it. This might be one of our best episodes. We're really funny tonight. Oh my god. If something happens to this audio and we have to do it again, we're fucked. Like we can't. This
was a lightning in a bottle episode.
Yeah. Every now and then we get one that's just really good. Okay.
All right, babe, it's time to sign off.
Yeah, I think it's time. Let's call it.
That is it for this episode of the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast. I'm Morgan. Thanks for reading with us.
And I'm Stevie. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with chaos, kink, and questionable literary choices.
Until next time, keep it spicy.